So if you can take your money that you have in your savings and put it somewhere in which is going to work for you, make you more money, i.e. stocks, i.e. real estate, then that is making your money work for you. What's going on, fellas? Today we getting into an interview where Lewis Howes had interviewed the Wall Street Trapper, right? And the Wall Street Trapper goes over 3 principles for success and money that I really wanted to share with you guys. So right now, we're going to pick up in the middle of the interview where the Wall Street Trapper was talking about him serving these 10 years, right, for attempted murder. While he was in jail, he had a conversation with his cellmate that changed his life and his outlook on money. Let's get straight to it.
He was like, what are you in here for? And so one of the things about in prison, like, you don't just tell people what you're in prison for unless you're in there for something serious, because then you wear it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm in for attempted murder on robbery.
You
know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, I'm in, like, don't play with me. I'm like, so what you in here for? So he was in there for embezzlement. He embezzled $2.8 million. He kept $2 million. He paid $800,000 restitution. And I was like, man, you lying. And so one thing about prison is you can always show somebody your paperwork, what you in there for. And so when I saw it in black and white, it was a different level of respect for me. Because I never saw $2 million on a piece of paper before. And so he said, this is why I'm telling you, you're playing the wrong game. He was like, how much time you got? I was like, I got 10 years. He was like, have you ever seen $1 million before? He was like, you'll never see it playing that game.
Playing what game?
The streets. The drug. It's the game. Like, you'll never see it playing that game. And I kind of just like took that in for a second, because up until that point in my life, I never met a successful drug dealer.
Right. You mean maybe for a year or two, but
Yeah.
you always get caught.
You get caught.
You get shot. You get.
Coming from a guy who dealt drugs, who lived the street life, I've never seen a successful drug dealer, right? That's his personal experience. You see, of course, we talk about El Chapo, and we talk about, all of the big time drug dealers and mafia bosses and all that. But on a general level, there's no true success in drug dealing. But let's continue.
Something. He gets still robbed.
Everything. Yes, I was just like, that was like one of those moments that like humbled me. So he said, listen, you got to do these 3 things. You got to start trading time for money. You got to start learning how to make your money work for you. You got to learn how to give value to people. I didn't learn that message, the value part. I didn't learn that until I started my business.
Those are the 3 things that I really wanted to bring home to you guys. He said, you got to stop trading time for money. You got to learn how to make your money work for you. And you have to give value to people. And those are the 3 things that I want to talk about. So let's talk about that first thing. Trading time for money. You see, I don't shun a man for being an employee working for someone. It's respectable, right? The thing is, when you work for someone, you got to make sure you have something outside of that generating you income, so that if anything happens at that job with that employment, then you have something to fall back on for your family. And no man should ever have his mind wrapped up in his life wrapped up in one source of income, right? So that's where it becomes a problem. Work, trading time for money, right? We need employees to help the country run. It's very important. And the thing is, when you're trading time for money, honestly, I feel like every man should work a job that is going to put him in position to operate his own business, right? So for example, if you know that you want to start a plumbing company, it would be wise for you to work for a plumbing company first. Understand the ins and outs of that business, right? Understand not just how to do the job, but understand the paperwork aspect behind it, how to do the marketing, right? How to do all of that different stuff. You got to understand more than just how to do the job. So that's why I think it's very important for you guys to trade time for money early on before you begin to step into that entrepreneurial world, right? Because it can prepare you to operate your own business more effectively, right? Now, second thing he said was learn how to make your money work for you. What has the real estate market done over the past several years? It's appreciated in value, right? So, given that if you bought a home in 2018 and over the years it's appreciated $50,000, $100,000, $150,000 in value just over a short period of time, right? And you may have put 3.5% down on that loan. And now with that 3.5% down, you've just increased your value, your net worth by $100,000, right? And that's the power of making your money work for you, right? You guys got to understand not only that, but the stock market. Where was the stocks? What was the value of Tesla in 2018, 2015? If you bought it then where is it now? What about Bitcoin? Back in 2019, I remember back in 2019, Bitcoin was somewhere around $3,000 and change. If you bought at least one Bitcoin, well, guess what? The value of your Bitcoin is over $30,000, $40,000 now. It was as high as $68,000, almost $70,000. That's making your money work for you, right? That's saying, hey, I'm going to take this $3,000, and now this is not, cryptocurrencies have been astronomical. It's been something that is not typical, right? But something more typical would be buying a stock at maybe $50 a stock, and now the value of that stock is going to $100, right? And now you've made that money work for you. So every year, inflation is kicking the dollar's ass, right? Every year, the value of your money is decreased. So if you can take your money that you have in your savings and put it somewhere in which is going to work for you, make you more money, i.e. stocks, i.e. real estate, then that is making your money work for you. The third thing he said, you have to provide value to people, right? Well, how do you provide value to people? Providing value is simply just doing something for someone that they can't do for themselves or that they don't want to do for themselves. You have to charge over the amount that it costs for you to provide that service, right? And whatever's in between that margin is your gross profit. So that's all I got for you guys. You know, I just wanted to really bring home those 3 points, and let's go over it one more time. He said the 3 things that he had to learn was, first thing, don't trade time for money, right? Second thing, make your money work for you. Third thing, you have to provide value. So in doing these things is going to put you in position to eventually earn the income that you want, to be in the financial space that you want to be, to take the vacations, to be able to provide for your family, right? So guys, let me know y'all thoughts in the comment section. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Salute.